St. Ignatius of Loyola, a person for our times. St. Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of the Society of Jesus, has given the world so much. Today, on his feast day, the 31st of July, we remember him, we celebrate him once again. There is so much that can be said about this great person, this wonderful saint. I would like to highlight just 5 characteristics of his. The first, he was a man of faith, of deep faith. Faith in himself, definitely. Faith in others. But above all, faith in God. It was not easy for him after he was wounded in that Battle of Pamplona. He was an injured soldier for many months. But yet, he gave himself totally to what God wanted of him. He entered into the whole process of conversion. He deepened his faith. He came closer to God. And today, through his spiritual exercises, he wants each one of us to bring people to God, to make of today's world men and women deep in faith. The second important thing was this dimension of fraternity. When he founded the Companions of Jesus, the Society of Jesus, he wanted his men to be companions to others. He believed, like St Francis of Assisi, in fraternity, Fratelli Tutti, as Pope Francis reminds us. He wanted all men and women to be equal, to be working together, to be accompanying others for a more just, humane, equitable, and fraternal world. He was a man of fortitude. Fortitude is a gift of the Holy Spirit. Fortitude is the ability to have that resilience, that strength which we all need. And St. Ignatius of Loyola was a man of great fortitude. He showed in many times, very specially during his time of conversion, that he was willing to change. In spite of being a rather old man, he went back to the University of Paris to study with men who were much younger than him, like of Francis Xavier and Peter Faber. In fortitude, he was able to discern God's will. He was fearless. And that's important. This fourth characteristic, he was afraid of no one. He gave up plenty, the nobility of his family, his language, his culture. He transcended the small, simple, ordinary things of daily life. That is why one great epitome of the Jesuits today is to be able to form men and women for others, to be courageous, to be fearless, to go where many people dare not grow. That was St. Ignatius of Loyola. He went to difficult places. He was able to face the challenges. And finally, he was a man on fire. Whenever he wrote to people, whenever he gave that final blessing, he told people, go set the world on fire. Fire is a very powerful symbol of the Catholic Church. It is about the gift to bring God's love, God's compassion, God's zeal to those who need it most, to reach out to the unreached, to go to the excluded and exploited, to go to places to be able to communicate that message of faith, of justice, of peace, of goodwill, of harmony, of love. Today, India needs the likes of Ignatius of Loyola. The world today needs a soldier, a saint like Ignatius of Loyola. He's not around, but he wants us to emulate these 5 characteristics of his, to be men and women of faith, to be men and women who are fraternal, who can create fraternity, men and women who have a sense of fortitude, men and women who are fearless, and above all, men and women who can set this world on fire. Are we ready to meet the challenge? Are we able to, like St. Ignatius, set this world on fire? The answer is living in each one of us. Happy feast of St. Ignatius of Loyola to each one of you. God bless you all.